This is Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast. It's a great interview.
Maybe I know that you guys obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh, good.
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic.
Because it said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said, "No." And then it said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said, "No," but I did.
Wait, who said
It's called peer pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows. I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show. Well, there it is, Packers fans. For the first time in Lombardi's Bar history, the show was opened by a Dallas Cowboy. That's right, Kenny Clark, unfortunately no longer with the Green Bay Packers, and that is the only headline coming out of Green Bay here this week. It's the only one that really matters around these parts here in Lombardi's Bar. I'm wearing all black. It's a funeral. It's a funeral kind of day of mourning here as friend of the show, Kenny Clark, been sent to the Siberia of the South, Dallas. Pour one out for Kenny. Yes, Emma, pour one out for Kenny. Unfortunately, Kenny Clark, the casualty, the footnote in what is now the biggest trade in Packers franchise history. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer, just in time to kick the snot out of Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions in week number 1. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about everything else around week number 1 coming up here. Welcome into Lombardi's Bar. I'm your bartender, Dan Connick. I've got these two yahoos, Todd, Jimmy. Yes, I know. The internet is bad. I know.
Oh, I thought you were saying it to us. I was like, dude, I didn't even say anything yet. Yeah.
I was typing it in the private chat, and I was like, I'm about to be on the show. I'll just
The
ask
problem
him.
is it looks like it's coming through
It's not.
perfectly fine on my end. I understand.
I think you're recording this with a frozen potato on dial-up internet. It's very good. It's not laggy. Incredible video quality. I don't know what I can say.
Yeah, it's top
Thank
notch.
you, Todd.
Honestly, I'm just happy it's not me this year. Last year I was the one with the internet problems. So
Yet.
wait until the snow comes. Maryland, Wisconsin will we'll go downhill real quick.
But yeah, Dan, nice shout out for Kenny there. Obviously, it was a little bittersweet seeing him get traded, especially to Dallas. Any one of us would make that trade, though. I think that goes without saying. None of us put Kenny down for buy around because I think it goes without saying collectively. Kenny drinks for free at Lombardi's Bar anytime, as long as he's not wearing Cowboy shit.
For real. It is one of those things where it's like fan goggles. It sucks because staple of a team forever. But then once you take those off, for that to be the player that they wanted, the oldest person on our team, the only person from the Ted Thompson era, yes, he's only 29 going on 30. He's an old 29 with his years in the NFL coming off his worst season. I know he had a toe injury, but still that's something, like Todd said, any of us would pull the trigger on that trade because it sucks. We'll miss him at times, but it was a good trade, but it sucks that he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I have to echo all of you guys' points. I mean, he was going to be gone after this year, anyways. That was kind of the prevailing thought was, you spent a shit ton of money to bring Micah Parsons in, and Kenny Clark. Jimmy, shut the fuck up. I got it, guys. I understand.
Sorry, if you could see the picture, do you see the picture your face is frozen on right now? You look possessed, like you're on the exorcism. Your eyes
are
doing
like
back.
The Undertaker eyes in the back.
Yes, so I'm sorry that makes me giggle. But
should I just
the
turn
picture
my
it's
camera
frozen
off?
on was really funny.
No, leave it on.
Just turn the camera off.
We have standards on this show, and
everything is coming through fine on my end, which is why I feel like I'm being punked by everybody in the chat. And
as long as it's good for you, that's all that matters. Who cares about our viewers? None of them matter for you, right, Dan? As long as it's good on your end, that's all that matters. I think you're doing a phenomenal job.
Anyway.
Sorry, Todd says that he gets nothing. I simply giggle and I get a shut the fuck up, Jimmy. I didn't even say a sarcastic comment.
Because Todd can hold it together. Jimmy's sitting there every time something happens, like someone ripped ass, and it's the funniest thing in the world. Anyway, he was going to be
someone ripping ass too.
Kenny was going to be a cap casualty next year. You save 30,000 of the 47,000 that you had to give to Micah Parsons. So it's an amazing trade. I know people want to, rag on it and, make the jokes about overpaying. I mean, this was for a guy like Micah Parsons, the age of Micah Parsons, the Packers underpaid to bring him in. So this was a phenomenal job by Brian Gutekunst in the front office. It's 10 out of 10, no notes. They absolutely crushed this. And Jerry Jones can cope all he wants on his senile press conference rants. But you fucked up, man.
Hey, they got to stop the run. So that's why they did it. What drives me nuts is like
in today's NFL with the quarterbacks and the passing games that they are, you've got to be able to stop the run.
Dude, I can't stand. I get why people are still saying the 47 million, but like it's already been said. It's a lot of it's a bonus for the 5th-year option. They picked that up. It's pretty much a 5-year deal, and it goes down to 42 million, just $1 million over. What was it? That TJ Watt was the last one to sign the contract. So I get his agent's going to put out 47 million because it makes him look better. But at the end of the day, it really is a 42 million. Aiden Hutchinson's going to beat that soon. A lot like it's the same thing with the Jordan Love thing. He was the highest paid quarterback for like a day before Dak Prescott got his big deal. Parsons going to be that same way until next year when someone beats him. And in 2 years from now, it's just going to be a lower level top end guy. So it's a lot at first, but the cap goes up by 20 million every offseason.
That's just it. His cap number doesn't go over 30 million until 2028, I believe. By then he's going to be like the 10th highest paid defensive player in the league. So
right.
That's all right. As far as what True North said, I still think Cox is going to get a lot of action this year.
Yeah.
One thing we know about Cox, those of us that have spent a lot of time studying and looking at Cox, we know he's going to be ready when his time's called, and he's going to get in the box and just wreck it. So,
yeah.
Are we done?
Good input, guys. Thanks.
Sorry, I didn't want to do it, and then Dan yell at me again for giggling.
We were just clearing out, Todd. We were clearing out, letting you ISO ball.
I'm just trying to bring some analysis to this show. A little respectful analysis on occasion, okay?
Yeah.
But I guess that's not what we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good analysis.
I guess not. How about we jump into a little buy around here, guys? Jimmy, why don't you kick us off? Who would you like to buy around for?
Yeah, I went with our interior defensive linemen. This is solely because they are going to get a lot of crap for the next few weeks. Like anytime there's a big run or an explosive run, all we're going to hear about is how the Micah Parsons trade took away from our run defense, took away from the interior of the defensive line. They're going to get a lot of crap. So I just want to get ahead of that, give them a little like, hey, we appreciate you guys. I'll buy around for you. You're going to have a rough few weeks. There's no doubt they have to step up. Devontae Wyatt, they picked up his 5th-year option. Like he still is going to have to kind of earn that extension. Wooden's going to be a starter now because did you see that picture of him when he was flexing during the media day? Dude is yoked. So he's going to be the new big body on that defensive line. Then obviously the backups with Carl Brooks and the undrafted free agent Stackhouse. You have Brinson. What was he, a 6th-round pick, something like that. So a lot of young guys. It's the story of the team the last couple of years. But this is a season where, like, being the youngest team or one of the youngest teams does not matter. You don't make a trade for Micah Parsons and then be able to use that excuse that you're the youngest team. So they have to step up a lot. They're going to get a lot of crap over the next few weeks. So I want to give them a little kudos now before their Twitter feeds just get unbearable.
Yeah, a quick heads up for fans. Jahmyr Gibbs was going to get his regardless of who was playing. Right. That's just going to happen. So no need to overreact when he has a decent game. He's a really good player. That's what he does. Just like Amon-Ra probably was going to have a pretty good game, whether Ja was still on the team and covering him or not, or Preston Smith. Like, good players, even against good teams, tend to get their yards and their stats. That's why they're in the upper echelons of the NFL.
This honestly goes to David Montgomery too. Like, I know Jahmyr Gibbs is really good, but Montgomery is going to be that workhorse that just is going to pound that defensive line over and over. So it's going to be a bad first week matchup for them, because if they are like the team they were last year, they're going to really rely on running the ball and the screen game, which is going to piss all of us off, myself included. But it'll be a test for them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like we just said, talking about Kenny wasn't going to be around forever. 1 year, 1 season more at tops, and based on last year with the injury stuff, that stuff can crop that back up very easily. So there was probably a good chance that we were going to get a good healthy dose of Colby Wooden, Brinson, Stackhouse to some degree, this year playing some decent time at defensive line. Time marches on. These guys need to be ready. It's next man up, no matter, if Kenny's there or not. So if you are a guy that is an NFL player and you want to play and start for the Packers, you better be fucking ready, whether Kenny Clark is there in front of you or not. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Jimmy. I think these guys are ready to do it. There's going to be growing pains. I think the thing to remember is the defensive line isn't really the guys that you're looking for in this defense to make the stops in the run game. It's the linebackers. The defensive line is eating up those big bodies in the front, and your Quay Walker, Cooper, Teron Hopper, McDuffie. Those guys are the guys you want to make the tackles. So if you're gonna look and place blame in the run game, you're probably gonna almost be starting at the linebacker group if there's problems.
Yeah, so. No, 100%. But that's a great thing too about Parsons. Once he is fully healthy, whatever his back thing is now, not taken away from it, probably there. But like when we have that 4-3 of the linebackers are Cooper, Walker, and Parsons, like that is going to be one of the sexiest things I've seen in my life. Yeah. And I'm with you. Like a lot of the pressure definitely goes on the linebackers because you have to make sure. And we look at Walker specifically and Cooper. Their biggest things were like their first read initially is wrong, but they're freak athletes. Right. So usually they get in the right area. Like that has to be cleaned up. And if it is, our linebacker unit should be one. I'm not going to say the best one. That's just crazy fan bias, but one of the better ones. If you can get Cooper the level he played at last year while making mistakes and clean those up, and he's playing like he could be a top 10, top 5 linebacker in the NFL by the end of the season. So adding that behind having 2 dominant edge rushers is, I shouldn't say 2 dominant, 1 dominant edge rusher and 1 really good edge rusher. It's a recipe for success in bailing out your cornerback room.
Yeah. Todd, who would you like to buy around for?
Jerry Jones, for giving all of us Packer fans the gift of Micah Parsons. I was driving when I found out the news. I almost crashed. It was not safe.
That's 2 weeks in a row you almost crashed.
Yeah. So not that I was texting and driving or anything like that, but that was just how I found out. And he just continues to dig himself into a hole every time he talks, and it's incredible. And nothing he said made sense. It truly was just an ego issue for him. So once again, thank you for just being you, Jerry. You're great. Have a drink.
It's insane. The stuff that he keeps doing. Like you go back to CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott stuff of just holding out to the last minute possible, getting deals done, refusing. Didn't they even report that he's never even met his agent, Micah Parsons? Like he's never met the agent of your top player in your entire team. Jerry Jones is just a special creature at this point and should be studied after his death, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, he's a creature from a bygone era. He still thinks he's in the 80s and 90s. He still thinks he can, GM a football team the same way. You can't threaten players going to Green Bay anymore. It doesn't work like that. Players have agency now. They don't. You can't strong arm them, especially star players that know that they have and bring like real value to a team like this. You can't big dick your way around the NFL like that anymore. Doesn't work.
Did you guys see the Kawhi Leonard news with his contract?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw a tweet today that was like, how pissed do you think Jerry is that he didn't think of this for Micah Parsons? And I was like, just a tree company in Dallas, like, hey, they'll pay you $28 million. I'll only pay you 30. We're good, right? That's all I could think about. I was like, his ass would have been real quick to be like, Parsons, create your own company like Tom Brady. You'll be real close to the Cowboys. We'll funnel money in there. Yeah, it was.
He's already creating. That news broke today, and Jerry was already talking to somebody like, I don't need actual trees. I just needed to think that I'm planting the trees.
Dude, it's gonna be. You'll see Dallas Trees LLC just everywhere in just a couple weeks.
Sticking into the same Micah Parsons thing here, I'm going to buy around for Lions fans because, wow, if you thought Jerry Jones was trying to pull the I'm not triggered, don't tell anybody I'm triggered kind of mess, Lions fans were going through one the last couple of days. After the trade broke, a small selection of things that I heard on Detroit sports radio when this first kind of came out. So number one, I don't know if you guys know this, Micah Parsons is really not that good at football. If he was, the Cowboys would have won a playoff game. If he was really this good, he would have won a playoff game. Also, I don't know if you guys know this. The Lions beat the Cowboys when Micah Parsons was on the Cowboys. So it's not like Micah Parsons was really doing a lot to help beat the Lions, right?
Logical.
So, yeah, and also, Micah Parsons doesn't play offense and Jordan Love is still a terrible quarterback. So there's really not much you can do there. And if they just run the ball 30 times with Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle, there's nothing the Packers are going to be able to do to stop them on defense. But the piece de resistance, the true creme de la creme take that I heard.
Can you keep it English, please? Jimmy's brain is about to melt.
I tuned out already after I heard creme de la creme.
The theory is that, and this was said as the Lions are becoming America's team We all know
Okay.
this, right? The Lions are becoming America's team. After 2 fucking seasons of being good. But that really sticks in the craw of Jerry Jones. He doesn't like that. So he purposefully went out of his way to make the Packers better.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
the Packers could beat the Lions, and then the Lions won't be good anymore. And then the Lions won't be America's team, and Dallas will still be America's team, even though Dallas now is going to be a shithole. So the math doesn't math, but it's a galaxy brain fucking take. You got to be really up there to follow that.
Dude, the stuff you read on Truth Social is insane. I gotta
Jimmy,
give you credit.
I understand the bit, and I hate to break the bit. This was real people dialing a free phone number, talking to a producer on a radio station, and said, "Let me broadcast this to 1.5 million people in the Metro Detroit area for free."
That's incredible. Yeah. I think along the lines of delusional fans, Emma said it, other NFC North fans are delusional. There was a tweet, Adam Rank. I think we've talked about him before. He's a known Bears
slappy.
Yeah. The Packers were that worried about Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams that they had to go out and get Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
I can promise you at no point inside the offices at Lambeau Field when they were discussing going after Micah Parsons did the names Ben Johnson or Caleb Williams come up at all.
Yep.
Like, that Caleb kid we need to do something about. Absolutely not.
No, I like to think it was all like a resounding no. And then someone bravely stood up and said, "Have you guys thought about Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams yet?"
Oh, shit.
And it changed it around.
Okay. 2 first rounders.
Yeah.
Who else do they want?
Yeah. 47? No, give them 50. Give them $50 million a year. Yeah, I cannot wait. And I know I already mentioned before, but I cannot wait until Aiden Hutchinson signs a bigger contract, just so we Packers fan can just give the most sarcastic takes possible about how they're overpaying because they're scared of Jordan Love. And all the cap hell, especially like targeted because it was for the Lions fans, you said, like, they give us, like, they re-signed St. Brown, Goff, Penny Sewell. Like, those guys are going to have Gibbs in a couple years. Those guys are going to truly be in cap hell. Add in Aiden Hutchinson to that mix. Like, they can say all they want, but this is what you do when you have good players on good teams. You keep them. That is the rule of the thing. And if a team's dumb enough to give up a top 5 defensive player in the NFL, you jump on it the moment you can. And the Lions are just pissed that they paid Jared Goff so much that they couldn't afford a position that they're in dire need of right now. They're going back to Zadarius Smith to the point where his girlfriend put on Instagram today a picture of like her in a Lions jersey and just said, "Hey coach, we're good." As in like, nah, I don't want it. It's just no.
Do you think they called and he was like, "Only if you make me captain"? And they were like,
yeah, he's like, "Do I get that C on my jersey or what?"
I mean, I clearly I have to hear a lot of Lions talk. They asked the GM, his name is escaping me, the GM of the Lions. They asked him straight up, you've got a roster spot. Are you saving that for Zadarius Smith? And he says, "No, we're not." But Zadarius still thinks he's just waiting for that phone call. Dude, he's Uncle Rico out there just waiting.
Dude, I don't know if there has been bigger fall offs, but for him, like, just thinking back to the year after we signed him, the hype around him, just from Packer fans, and then obviously it cared with the NFL, went to multiple teams. He has to just be absolute poison. That there's so many people are like, "Yeah, please get the hell off our team. That's fine. Yeah. Go away. I don't care." And I give him credit. I'm petty a lot, For him to be like, you know what? After the Packers, gotta do the Vikings. You know what? After my Brown stint, I need the Lions so I can also play the Packers and the Vikings. Like, he's a petty king, but to his detriment, I guess.
Just to go from a guy who was not only really good on the field, but like the fans in Green Bay, we loved him at first. And like the whole Smith brothers thing that they had going, doing, group interviews together, like it was hilarious. And then just like to fall off as hard as he has is even more hilarious.
Yeah. Where do you rank him? If you go through your Packers little grudge towards MVS or Zadarius Smith?
Oh, MVS.
Yeah, I knew you were
it's personal with that clown.
Yeah, that's
Hey, he got activated today to the 49ers roster.
I had to walk him through cooking chicken and noodles one night. So, yeah.
I had to walk him through what's your favorite dish to cook. And still got nothing after 8 different questions. I still don't know. It haunts me every night. I think, what is MVS' favorite dish to cook?
That whole conversation, we need to go back and find that. That's a super cut.
You guys deserve combat pay for the MVS show.
The worst was by the end of the season, we didn't want to do it anymore, and we couldn't find anyone else to guest host.
I wanted no fucking part of that.
Jimmy got COVID like 6 times. I think Jacob was having a kid, so he had to bail out a bunch, and I was like, awesome, great.
I messaged his agent and was just like, yeah, man, let's just take the season off. He's got stuff to worry about, playoffs coming up. We're good.
No, it was his niece that passed away that we were like, hey,
yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Really gave you guys an out.
Yeah. It's incredible to be able to do a show for charity and a guy never picks a charity.
Dude,
But hey, at least we paid him for it.
Yeah. Dude, his clothing line, though, taken off.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into a pay the tab here.
So wait, why are you buying around for Lions fans?
Because they're clearly going through something. Okay. Just like Jerry Jones. So it's a sympathy. It's a sympathy thing.
Okay. There's a theme for this one too. Yeah. Interior linemen, they're going to go through something. Jerry Jones clearly going through something.
Wow, that's a thank you.
Oh yeah, you had a good
one. Let's jump into pay the tab here. I think I'll kick this off here since we're knee deep in the Micah Parsons talk here. Let's turn the mirror 180 degrees. We need to pay the tab. Lombardi's Bar needs to pay the tab here today, this week.
That's fair.
Not me.
We've got the super cut ready for you.
God, you literally said roster baiting at one point.
You did say
it was just a fantasy.
You did say roster baiting, Matt, Todd. I almost included that in the super cut. But producer Matt, if you'd like to just play the clip of our.
I'd like to buy a round for any of you lost souls out there that are believing any of this Micah Parsons trade rumor BS. Guys, he's not coming to Green Bay.
Same thing with Micah Parsons. He's not coming here, but imagine what it would be like if he did.
Wrong.
Regardless of if they made an offer or not, at the end of the day, it's a moot point because they're not trading him to the Packers.
You could not be more wrong.
I still deep down know we're not going to get Micah Parsons, but I let them trick me.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Here's to hoping. Here's to hoping, gang.
That sucks.
Hold on. You used a clip from last week. In last week's show, I said we were going to get him, to the point that Jimmy was like, wait, I'm going to have to text you and confirm this later. To which I did text Jimmy and confirm him after the show.
He did.
Truly believe.
I did not find that clip, Todd.
So it was nice of you to leave that out while I stood there and did that.
But also, let's say
so you can buy a round or pay the tab. I'm not doing it.
That's the contrarian in you. I could have said, no, we're getting Micah Parsons, and then you would have berated me and said how we weren't. There's, that's just you swing an opposite just because.
No, I was all in on it. The week before, I can't disagree with Dan on every single bad take that he has. So I gave him a little bit of rope and let him go play with it. So he got a sound bite, but of course takes my valid points from last week where I was right and doesn't use those.
He's just not used to it. He was just like, Todd didn't say anything.
I legitimately did not see that clip of you, Todd, from last week.
Yeah, Kelsey said you only hear what you want to hear, Dan. That's a problem for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sooner we can figure that out, the sooner we can get this marriage and this show back on track.
Don't double down on what Todd says. It's going to get way worse. I've tried that strategy. It does not help.
Todd, sorry, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I was going to say, we 100% have to pay the tab for our bit of negativity around Michael. In our defense, though, not to be, they're like, no Packer fans saw this coming.
No.
Until besides Todd, of course. You saw like the Kay Adams tweets and all that. Shout out to Ricky. He said a few days earlier, and then the day after the trade, Pelissaro was saying like, the trade's been finalized for about 3 days. They're working on the contract. So he was right the whole time. But this is not a Packers move. So it's only normal for everyone to be like, this is the classic. We were in the conversations. It didn't happen. And, but no, we got I know it's been used a lot, but we got our Reggie White and our Charles Woodson signing for the Jordan Love era.
Full transparency. I went a lot harder on a lot more. I was like way more again, like there were clips where I'm like up and down. This isn't fucking happening. You're all idiots for believing this. And I could have included that. That clip could have been much longer. But it would have just been a lot of me. And I don't want to take the spotlight away from my team like that. Todd, what about you? Who needs to pay the tab this week?
Jerry Jones, who not only went through the worst round of negotiating that we've probably seen any owner GM do in quite a while, maybe ever. But then, all of the shit that was leaking out about like Micah's podcast being a problem in the locker room and stuff about his back, like all of that shit coming out is like clearly just his attempt to be like, guy was a problem. We didn't want him. Like when you're that good, you can have a podcast that shits on your teammates as much as you want if your teammates aren't playing well. Like Micah Parsons is good enough that if he wants to do that, it's a business. And I'm guessing most guys in the locker room have heard people talk shit about him before and will handle that on their own terms. If your locker room's not strong enough for that, then that's on you.
Yeah, he tried there were so many reports coming out about, like you said, how everyone in the locker room hates him, locker room cancer. Then after the trade, it came out how this back thing's a bigger issue. The Packers didn't know. Like, stop trying to justify a terrible trade that you guys did because you're absolute idiots. But It's the Cowboys, so you expect that nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What do you expect from the Lizard Man, Jerry Jones? Nothing else more to say. Jerry Jones fucking sucks. I hope you die never seeing another Cowboys championship. But thanks for Micah Parsons. And it was fun kicking your ass 2 years ago in the wild card round. Jimmy, who needs to pay the tab?
Yeah, this one is a little different because it's not about the Packers at all. But NFL Red Zone taking away my commercial-free football for 7 hours on Sundays really sucks. I don't like it. I know they did a little side-by-side last year. That was crap. You had a great product. I pay extra for it on YouTube TV. People subscribe to it. Everyone loves it. You have the other like random people who think it's too much. I don't care. You had a great product. Don't ruin this for everybody because you want more commercial ads. Like if you turn on NFL Network and watch Good Morning Football, every 3 minutes is a commercial. You guys get enough commercial breaks. Don't ruin NFL Red Zone. It was literally a perfect product. And it pisses me off a little bit. Like I know it's petty, like it's not a big deal, but it's so annoying because I blame, like a lot of people, myself included, blamed ESPN, the deal they did with them and Disney to bring it in. Probably not entirely their fault. I'm still going to blame them because they suck lately, but it's just don't ruin something you had. It was perfect. Just leave it as it is. Let it roll. But tis what it is, I guess. I'll just be a whiny little baby in the corner.
To be fair, I don't think this was ESPN. This was still this because ESPN doesn't take over, I think, Red Zone and NFL stuff till next year.
You don't think there was a part that was like, we want to see a little more revenue before we this is
YouTube TV trying to recoup because they're not making enough money off of Sunday Ticket subscribers. That's exactly why they overpaid for the NFL Sunday Ticket rights, and they need to make that money back. And they overestimated the number of people that would pay for Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV, and so now they're trying to recoup that money.
Well, whoever's fault it is, I hate you and I hope you die. So
they all suck.
Yeah, ruined a perfect product. I loved it so much.
I mean, ESPN's got to be stoked about it because now they don't have to be the assholes.
Right, they're not the bad guys anymore.
Yeah. But they're still looked at because, like myself included, I right away was like, I hate you so much, ESPN.
Well, yeah, but
they're still gonna get the. That's fair. That's fair. That's fuck off, Dan. But that's fair, Todd. I can say it.
Todd said it.
I know, but you said that's fair. You're supposed to just be silent in that part. Don't add on to
it. Yeah, $400, like Emma said, for Sunday Ticket. That's stupid. That's stupid amounts of money.
But that's the other thing. Like, if you're already subscribing to something, you shouldn't have to add commercials onto it, especially for that price.
Right. I mean, we can get into a whole discussion about the fracturedization of sports media rights and everything else, nickel and diming everything, but that's for a different.
That's late stage capitalism, baby. Let's go.
Pew 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 pew. All right, guys. Especially in the throes of late stage capitalism, you can't take the Broncos lightly.
No,
at all. Can't do it
ever.
Especially in week 1 against the Detroit Lions. Can't work. You gotta be looking out for the Broncos here.
Head on.
Let's jump into some bar bets here, Matt. Our first one here. Let's kick off with the first bar bet for Micah Parsons. I'm putting the over under for defensive snaps at 20. I know Khalil Mack, he played, I think, 42 snaps or something in his first game with Chicago, like when he first took over, when he first joined the team. And I just don't think that Mike is going to play anywhere close to that. I still think he's going to be a larger contributor, though. Like, I don't, people were saying like 15. I don't think that's right. So I put it at 20. So over under 20 defensive snaps. Where do we fall?
I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiaris on the under. I think 15 to 20 is probably right about where he comes in, just based on how much the Packers like to rotate guys through anyways. Last year with Rashawn, I mean, that's about where he was for quite a while. So I'm gonna take the under on that one.
Jimmy?
I'm gonna take the under, not as confidently as Todd. I'm gonna go 2 Bakhtiaris.
You fucking coward.
Yes, I know. I think it's gonna be under. If it wasn't for his back injury, like their reported back injury, I would say over, but there is, and then we also have such a quick turnaround to the Commanders that in the back of my mind, it's like, do you just kind of rest him a little bit more this game so he can be more full swing against the Commanders, and then he gets 10 days off? So I'll go under 3 Bakhtiaris.
This one, that it's a tricky one. I think of it in this sense: 20 defensive snaps. That's 5 snaps a quarter. I have a feeling that it's gonna be just maybe slightly over. So I'll go 3 Bakhtiaris, and I'll say he's just over 20. But I mean, yeah, like Jimmy, I think what you said, the Commanders game being on Thursday really throws a wrench in this, because I think you probably play both of these games really conservatively, and then just give him the mini bye after that Thursday game. And after that, he should be full bore 100%, no restrictions like the rest of the season after that.
Yeah.
But I'll go over here on this first one. Our second one, first bar bet for Matthew Golden, rookie wide receiver. I've got an over-under of 40 receiving yards for Matthew Golden. Jimmy, where do you fall there?
Yeah, I'm going to pull a Todd. I'm going to say over 5 Bakhtiaris.
Hell yeah. Let's party.
I'm not a coward anymore.
No, you still are.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to go, like, he's already slated as a starter, especially with Jaden Reed's foot injury. He didn't practice today. He's going to play Sunday, but just he might be on limited snaps. And we've seen through camp, he is the most consistent with hands. So I think Dobbs is going to slowly move away. At the start of the season, he will be Mr. Third Down. You need 7 yards, he'll get you 8. But I really think that's going to start transitioning to Golden, and week 1's the opportunity to start that. So, yeah, I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiaris over.
Todd?
I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiaris over, and can I place a side bet for another 5 Bakhtiaris?
Sure.
6 touchdowns.
First offensive snap. He's going to hit the over. They're going to – the same play that they did with Watson. In Minnesota that he dropped. They're going to rewrite history. They're going to hit it with Golden on the deep ball, touchdown, hit the over. It's just a shootout from there.
Listen, this will screw me and you over, Dan, but if that happens, I'll be happy enough to give Todd double or nothing on that. Of like, you get 10 Bakhtiaris at that point.
Okay,
I'd give him another
Todd,
5.
Okay, so Todd, are you parlaying those together, or are you just putting a second bet down?
Just a side bet.
Just a side bet.
Well, then I'll give you 3 Bakhtiaris. Because that would be worth it, honestly.
And I want to make sure that we're noting the first Packers offensive snap is what you're saying, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you're wrong, can Dan and I get 1 Bakhtiari as like I was wrong?
Yeah, I'll give you guys one.
All right, there we go.
Should ask for 2, dumbass.
Can I get 3?
Probably would have given you 5.
You're lucky I'm giving you 1. You know what? Because you tried to negotiate it late, I'm going to give you guys 1 to split however you see fit.
No, too late. You already gave us each one. Sorry. No takebacks.
I'm actually gonna say under, but I'm gonna go a coward's way here because I'm probably gonna get
shocker
a cheapie from Todd on his bet. So I'll say 2 on the under. Mostly
Matt,
just
play
because
the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
mostly just because, like, I everything you said, guys, makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just he's still the new wide receiver in an offense that has a lot of mouths to feed, and it's very easy.
So does Jimmy's house, but the new guy still gets his.
It's true.
I'm just saying, it can be very easy to get 3-4 catches for 36 yards. You know,
it's also easy to get 4 catches for 42 yards.
Yes, it is. So, all right. Last one here. Does Bo Melton have a single pass breakup in this game? 5 Bakhtiaris? No.
No. 5 Bakhtiaris.
5 Bakhtiaris? No.
Yeah. Thank you for the give me on that one. No.
I'm gonna leave that as a permanent
just so that we're all aware when he gets his first.
Just so we all know.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, I don't want to do like just prediction end here, but how are we feeling? How are we feeling going into Sunday?
I don't know. It's the Lions are good. Like I know they're going through stuff with Todd wanted to say. Go ahead, Todd.
No, Matt and I were going back and forth on that comment.
Yeah.
We were both clicking it on and off, and
okay.
We got stuck in a loop.
With the Lions, like, yeah, they lost both coordinators. They still are a very talented team. They are like, if you win the division, you're the one to beat until it happens. So I think it's going to be a really tough game. My biggest thing is we look at the first game against the Lions last year. The Packers got way over emotional. It was a rainy, crappy game. We made a lot of mistakes. But now going in, and even Matt LaFleur said today, week 1 is the closest thing you get to the playoffs until the playoffs, because like fans have been itching for football for so many months. It's going to be a loud crowd. You've been waiting to hit another team, like in a real live game situation. We'll see if we fix those dumb mistakes. So I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people hope. I'm still going to give the edge to the Packers, and I think part of that is just fan bias because I really do think it's a toss-up right now. But I'm still going to give the Packers the edge on this one. I just think we have another year with Halfley on the defense. Obviously, we have another piece with Parsons. No matter how much he plays, I don't know. I think this is a big statement win week 1. Yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous about it, but I think we got it. Do you want me to give a score prediction or just
if the spirit moves you, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I'll go 27-24 Packers.
Ooh, Packers to cover. Okay.
Yeah. Screw that 2.5.
What about you, Todd?
I think it's Packers by more than a field goal.
And a safety.
I feel like the Lions have just had our number at a few just crucial moments that seemed like a time that the Packers should have won over the last few years. And this feels like it almost feels like a new team going into it, even though it's a lot of the same guys returning. It feels a lot like a new team. and a new mentality going into it. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic before week 1. I think they go out there and make a statement against Detroit and remind everybody that sure, Detroit might have won the division, but the Packers still own it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. It's where I live my life. I think the Packers probably do win this game. I think it's, if it comes down to it at the end of the game, I think the Packers win by a touchdown, and I think that any sort of last defensive effort is preventing a tie, a touchdown to tie, or like a 2-point conversion to win the game or something, and I think they hold on and do it. So, yeah, I like the Packers here. I hope, because guys, it's rough. It's rough being in Detroit when the Packers lose. It sucks. Fucking sucks, man. All right. That will do it for us here on Lombardi's Bar. We will be back again next week, break down week number 1, and preview a quick turnaround to week number 2, a Thursday night game against the Commanders. Thank you to everyone in the chat who showed up and talked shit with us, mostly shitting on me and maybe a little bit on Jimmy. Make sure you're following the show on Twitter at Lombardi's Bar. Subscribe on the YouTube if you've not done so already. For producer Matt, behind the scenes, for Jimmy, for Todd, I'm your bartender Dan saying cheers as always, and go Paco.